What's up, guys? Welcome back to IT Security Labs. I'm very excited today to be attacking a machine from Hackthebox. This one is called Love, and as you can see, I already started it. It's on 10.10.10.239. This is a retired machine, so unfortunately you kind of need a subscription to be able to do this machine, but I'll do it for us. The good thing about this is it's a Windows machine, so we can get more practice on attacking Windows. So right now I'm pinging the machine, make sure that it's all good. Then instead of ping, I'm just going to run an nmap scan to see what's running on it. -V, -C. I'll just look for the top 1000 ports, TCP ports, just for those who might not actually attack Windows on the regular. There's also UDP ports that you can attack. There's also other ports that are not part of the 1000 ports. So just because this is running right now doesn't mean that this is all the ports. But we're trying to break into a Windows machine from the Hackthebox, and hopefully to get a user flag and a system flag. So our main goal is let's own user, let's own the system. And nmap is going to give us the results here in a second. Right, so after a while, we go back here. We see that we got a bunch of information from nmap. And from these ports, we see port 80, which is always good. The title is voting system, so we can go and check that one out. 135 RPC, so we know this is a Windows system running Apache 2.446. We can also go and check that. But we also see a subdomain here, staging.love.hdb. So we need to add this to our Etsy host right now, because we have subdomains involved. That means that this system needs to know about this. sudo vi/etsy. Modify this love.hdb. Weird staging. I think we can just leave the love.hdb and say 10.10.10.239. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have a subdomain and we have the main domain. So let's go back. And if we visit the site, just the main site with the IP address, it will take us to the voting site. Let's also use the fully qualified domain name, love.hdb. All right, it looks like it is. So our DNS entry is working. Now we have to figure out, okay, we need a voter ID and a password. Ideally, I guess the names like administrator or admin, but it's asking for an ID. So I don't think default creds will work. You can also look it up, see what's happening here. Don't save. So this is a voting system. I'll view page source. Nothing there. Let's go to exploit DB. So when we go to exploit DB, we can search for voting system. We don't know the version, so this kind of throws us off a little bit. Here's the latest one. We have a SQL injection, we have a remote code execution, almost around the same time. So I'll try the RCE first. Another SQL injection, so RCE is more interesting. Okay. So let's see. This one goes to /admin. Do we have /admin? Going back here. We do. It looks like we do. So we just need admin credentials here and password. We don't have the credentials yet, but we do know that we can do the /admin stuff, which is nice. Okay, so port 80 is not showing us much, but we have a voting system running there. Let's go back to our results here. We have MySQL running, which is nice. We can also try the default credentials there. We also have port 5000. This one was forbidden, but we'll go and try it. Use the IP just to be sure, just in case it's not using the fully qualified domain name stuff. Okay, so this is not working. Do we have the /admin that we found on the port 80 for voting system? This one is not working. All right, so the IP didn't work. Now let's go back to here. Using the fully qualified domain name, can we use 5000? All right, so it doesn't look like it's liking our main domain here on both ports. So let's go to staging. So let's change that to staging dot love. I'm leaving the admin here. Oh, maybe, yeah, let's just leave the admin just in case there's an admin. Nope, no admin. So let's go and add staging.love.hdb to our Etsy host. And in that case, we'll reuse this one. The box. Let's save that. Go back here. Let's see if it works. Well, there we go. It's working. So that's good news for us because now we have a name and email. I don't know. We don't have a name and email. We can try to create one. But let's poke around here a little bit. Oh, okay. Let's click on the demo. Oh, specify URL. This could be either remote file inclusion, where I can actually host a file and point it to it, or I can use the server-side request forgery to ask it for files. So let's try remote file inclusion here. So the machines, email love machine here. I don't have any files. Shell.php. I'm just gonna copy shell.php. I don't know, this one might work. To here. All right, cat shell.php. Okay, so this is some generic PHP reverse shell. Python 3 -m http.server 180. Let's host a file here. Let's find out what this IP address is. Let's use this one, IPA. We need the internal IP address. In this case is this one. So if we copy that and put it here, HTTP, and paste this IP address, shell.php. It's just some random file. Let's see if we can scan that file. Oh yeah, we can. So we can scan our reverse shell. That's interesting. So if I look in my shell.php, we did get a reverse shell here. I mean, not reverse shell, but just a generic HTTP GET. Okay, that's good. So we know we can read arbitrary PHP files from an external site. What about HTTP localhost on 5000? This will be the server-side request forgery. Let's scan that. We're scanning ourselves on port 5000 because port 5000 wasn't talking too much earlier. And we do see, vote admin credentials. Admin and love is in the air. Okay. I actually didn't see this one coming, so CTF, in the real life, you won't see this. So we have admin credentials. We also have the ability to read remote PHP files. So instead of doing that, let's go back to /admin. So this one doesn't have /admin, but the other one did. I remember seeing an admin page here. So we'll go to that. Knowing the nature of CTFs, this probably was just meant to give me the credentials that I just found. So admin love is in the air. Let's paste that and sign in. Don't save. All right, we're in. So server-side request forgery worked for us here. Once we're in, it's a 2020. Here's the source code. We can actually find out what the version is of this thing from the source code star. But going back to our exploit DB here, with remote code execution, this was on Ubuntu though. This is not. This is Windows. This was on /save credential.php. No, this was Ubuntu, so I don't know if I would try that. It's still PHP, but let's go back. Let's go back and say the obvious. Let's see if we can just upload an image or something, because that's what these CMS things do. They always accept simple dumb uploads. So let's do a browse rev.php. Can I just upload that? I don't know what's in rev.php, and save. But for now, we're just testing out, can we upload a random PHP file? It looks like it does. Okay, so we can upload files. So with that, let's get a reverse shell. Let's upload a real Windows PHP file. Okay, let's see if we can generate our own PHP reverse shell. So first, we need our Kali IP address, IPA. So we need the tunnel. So the tunnel is going to replace that. Okay, whatever, port 555. This is for Windows. Or PHP CMD. I like this one better. Okay. Can I use Metapredator? MSF console. We have the MSF console option, so might as well try it, because I prefer MSF console. Okay, let's do it. If MSF console doesn't like it, we'll try something else. And MSF console is running. vi rev2.php. Generate that, and this time it was the shell is CMD, I guess. Copy that and paste that. I think this one is the CMD shell online though, so rev shells kind of misleads us here in thinking that we might. Highly doubt we will. It's listening though, so let's go here. No, before we do that, so we need to copy rev2, and now go back. Give me rev2 update, browse rev2.php, and then let's put the password and save. I don't think this should call back. I don't think that's what that one is meant for. Yeah, it shouldn't call back. Okay, now we just need to go and see if we can find that image, and we should get an online reverse shell. Okay, so if we go here to images slash rev2.php. Let's see if we can see it. It should be in the images. Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. ID. Execute. Who am I? Slash O. Oh, there we go. So here, set shutdown. We don't care about that. Bypass traverse checking. We are not looking good, but at least we have a web shell here. Let's use niching to actually just get a reverse shell here. Okay, there we go. So here's our niching shell. I'm going to copy it here. To here. Clear that. Cat shell.ps1. So this one here is going to run this rev shell here. So it's going to run invoke TCP rev. So we need to change this to the IP address of our tunnel, which is this one. Now, if we go all the way to the bottom, this is everything that's in here, but all the way to the bottom here, this is the line that it will be actually invoked. Let's do that. Instead of that IP, we need the tunnel IP. Right click and paste that. Make sure there's a space here. Okay. Now we need to host this. And as m http.server 180. Let me look through my notes. How do I invoke niching? The only difference is we need to change this to my IP address. So now let's run this. I sure hope it works. Before I do that though, on 444. Okay. So we are listening here. Go back. Execute this one here. PowerShell, execute that. The moment it downloads, it should run. That's how niching works. It's hanging. It is a GET request. Oh, there we go. We're in. I did not think niching would work right away. So now we can say mi such privs mi such o. What about just a woman? Oh, we're in as this person. I such o. All right, so we get the same results. So we're in, but we're not really privileged. CDC users there. CD P PHOEB there. CD desktop. I think it's on the desktop. I'm looking for the flag here. There. Type user.text. All right, that is our user.text. So let's upload WinPeas. Locate WinPeas. Is that how we spell WinPeas? We have WinPeas. I don't know what it's actually called, so I'm gonna go and find out. ls-lay. It's in the binaries. It's been a while. CD times 64, I believe. Okay, so I want this one. WinPeas 64. Why don't I just Python 3 minus m http.server on 80. Okay, but before I do that, I want to make sure that I have WinP64. Okay, so now we are actually going to use setutil to copy this to the victim machine. So to do that, I have setutil. So we're going to reuse this one. We're putting it in the temp. It's called WinP64. Okay. Only problem is we need a different IP here, which is the same IP that we used right here. So we're going to be replacing you. See what I did there? I put an extra letter here so that the hyperlink is not too hard to work with. So I'll use setutil. And to use setutil, I can use it in the other terminal, but I would like to use it from here. This way, this one is more stable, the web browser one. And if I go back here, I haven't got any hit. So what's happening? Okay, let's try from the shell. Dir C Windows /temp cdc Windows. Dir. I don't have permissions there. Why? Okay, but I was able to do a setutil. And I got WinP is there. From here, we pasted it. So this is running WinPs on the system. Okay, so WinPs is very quick. As you can see, we got some results. A lot of things that we can write to. We can write MySQL authentication. Go and check the results of WinPs. When I was looking for always elevated is enabled, and I looked it up. There is a Windows privilege escalation for always elevated right here. So we'll follow one of these, see how we can add our user and abuse this always elevated. I'll use the first method here. So they say use MS of Venom. Okay, so this is going to be generating a MSI file. Then we upload that MSI file to the victim, and we should be able to get a shell. So let's use MS of Venom for that. But always elevated, you find it from running WinPs. It's somewhere in these results. I'm just getting a little too impatient to find it for you. But always elevated is what we find. Machines. Hackthebox. Nothing love. Okay. So let's use the thing from there. We'll keep 1.msi, but we'll say root machines hack the box love. Okay. No. We should also change this to IP address. So I'll do that. So let's change the IP to our IP address. This one here, it's gotta go to this. Okay, let's copy that. Now if we go back right here on MS of Venom, we should be able to delete that. and paste this and hit enter. So this is going to generate 1.msi. We need to get 1.msi to the victim and be able to actually get a reverse shell after that. Okay, so while it's generating that, let's look at our setutil command so we can actually get the same file. Instead of WinPs, it's going to be 1.msi. So we're just changing this to make sure that it matches. 1.msi. Okay. So I'll use setutil again, but this time we have an MSI file that's just supposed to give us a reverse shell. Right. All right, so here we go. Here's our 1.msi. Python 3 -m http.server on 80. Then we go here, change that. Notice that I use the website for file transfers and all the other commands, but this is more stable. So execute that. Do I see 1.msi? Come on. I always use the server, but this one might be host. So here we go. Let me paste it. All right, it says it was successful. Our web server should tell us that it was actually successful. There we go, 1.msi. All right, now back to our instructions. So once we do that, we upload it, we just need to run this command. But we need a listener though. So we need this MSF console and all this stuff here. All right, MSF console is back. Let's go back to our site. We need to just set up a normal listener. No, we need to use multi-handler. That's why it didn't work. So let's use multi-handler. Then that. Show options. I don't need to do this. Set your host to, I think it's turn 0, is it? Yep. What was my port? Your port was that. Paste that. Show option. Okay, so that looks good. Let's do run. Okay, now that it's listening, we should be able to go back to our shell and execute whatever the command was. So it was this one, and this should give us a reverse shell. Paste. Yeah. Now let's go back. This one. There we go. It did work. Awesome. Now draw me in a shell, please. CDC users. Okay. So here's my root.txt. I should be able to grab this and go to Hackthebox and submit it. So that was our nice machine from the Hackthebox called Love. A real fun way of doing privilege escalation in Windows and also experimenting. So if you really like this, please remember to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if there's anything I could have improved. Otherwise, hope to see you next time.